Actions, it's going to make the most sense for us to put our clipboards and our pencils beside us. That way we can listen, we can hear, and we can see each other talking. So go ahead and keep your clipboard down. Hands are empty. So the past few days, Jermaine, please leave that still. The past few days in social studies, we've been talking about cultures, and the things that we talked about. Culture was, I'm going to clear up our schedule real quick because I think we want to see this. The things we decided yesterday that culture kind of was, the big categories. Are clothing and shoes that people wear, the location that they live, like the area of the world they live, Bryson. The language they use, like special words, maybe even the actual language that they speak. The names, kind of people, that kind of ties into language too. And the names people are given, figuring different cultures. The kind of jobs people do. That's kind of tied into culture as well. The types of houses, just like we saw in the Cinderella stories. We had the log cabin, the castles. We also had the apartment in the Cinderella, the New York City kind of version of the culture, the Cinderella story. And we also talk about food and activities. And activities are kind of, they can include games or things you do for fun. They can also include like what kind of religion you have. Like if you identify as Muslim or a Christian or Jewish or Hindu. So those are all part of the activities and the beliefs of a culture. So that was from yesterday. And today, as we were reading We Are Wonders, I got to thinking about some like stereotypes. Has anybody heard that word? I know we mentioned it briefly this morning at morning meeting, just to give you kind of the teaser. But if you all can, how would you describe a stereotype? Or have you not thought about it before? Raise your hand. If you can kind of tell us, when you hear the word stereotype, what do you think that means? Bryson?
Radio.
Maybe like a radio, like a stereo? I definitely see where you could hear that. I think we're going to learn a little bit more about a stereotype in regards to culture in just a second. Roger, did you have your hand up, maybe? Nope, okay. Nivea?
I've heard of a stereotype. I don't know what it means, but I'm pretty sure it's like a person that in a way.
Sure, kind of like a person, maybe a type of person.
No. A person that like acts like a way.
A person that acts a certain way. Cameron, go ahead and put that on the ground. You're distracting me and you're distracting yourself, so I know we're not really ready to learn.
Whoa.
What I'd like us to do, Amy, sorry, final thought, Amy.
I think it's because there's words and you have them. I think it's because of that.
Because of certain words. Yes, a stereotype may have something to do with words. So the activity I'd like us to do is I'm going to put some pictures up on the smart board. Like this will be our first picture. And on the back side, on the front, there's a Venn diagram, like we did in math and in reading too. But on the back, it's blank. So we're going to use the blank side of the sheet of paper first. Oh, that was miscue. We're using the blank, the back side first. So I'm going to go ahead and pass these out. Put your name at the top of it and just write the number 1. So we can be talking about the first picture. When you do that, go ahead and look up so I know that you're ready. Got it?
Is it supposed to be big or small?
Yeah.
Just kind of small. We need to put 6 different things on the sheet of paper to give you a better idea.
Put your
1,
name
2,
and
3,
number
4,
1.
5, 6.
Pass one and pass one around. Grab one, pass around till everybody has one. Grab one and pass around till everybody has one, and then I'll take the extras. Gabrielle, grab one and pass one around till everybody has one. They're all exactly the same. Thank you. Can we make sure that Carter gets one behind you too, Amy? Thank you. Can we make sure that Roger gets one over there too, Nivea, please?
So, after it wants
Yep, you may want to leave a little bit of space between them.
put it this way.
Yep, that's exactly what I would do. So just write your name at the top. Samantha, did you grab one? maybe
Extra.
extra. Cameron, do you have a question before we get started?
Is it like folding?
No, we're not going to fold, not today. Thank you so much. So I see I have got Carter's eyes, so I know he's ready. I've got Darylyn's eyes, and great. Gabrielle's eyes. I'm waiting on a couple. I've got Bryce's eyes. On the back side, I'm going to put this over. There we go. So it looks like I have most eyes now. The first thing I want us to do is, beside that number 1 on my sheet, I'll do it alongside you, is when I see this picture of this lady, you see, if you check out the smartboard, when I see this picture of a lady, I want to write a couple words that I think describe her. Describe this lady, and do this in your head, not out loud, but that's what you're going to write beside number 1. Describe this lady, like, what do you think she's like? That's what I mean by describe. What do you think she's like? Maybe what do you think she does for work? What do you think her family's like? Where do you think she may be from? Describe this lady in a couple words. Just take a couple seconds and think about it and write a couple words down. There are not any right or wrong answers. This is just what you think. And everybody's are going to be different.
Okay, go from 1 to 6. Right.
So just on number 1. This is just picture number 1. You have a question?
So just think.
Just think about what you would think this lady would be like. And write a couple words down so you can make some notes for yourself.
What if you don't know?
Well, I mean, I don't know her either, so I'm still writing some words down, right?
You said what?
Just write a couple words that you think that lady would be like. When you have a couple words, look up at me so I know that we're ready to move on. I see Bryson's ready. I see Samantha's ready. I see Darylyn's ready. I see Jermaine's ready. I see Lola's ready.
Yeah.
KJ's ready. I see Cameron's ready. Cameron's almost ready.
Cameron, you don't have to write down 3.
Okay, we'll have, this will be done in 5 seconds. Go ahead and jot some words down. 5, 4,
What are we supposed to do?
3, 2. Thank you. So let's move on to the next picture. We're going to do the exact same thing. Write the number 2. And tell me what you think this man is like.
Oh!
Tell me what you think this man is like. Maybe what he did as a job. Maybe what he eats. Tell me what this man is like. Oh, this is number 2 years. That's a great idea.
Write it down.
Jermaine.
That has no
Yeah, I mean, if that's what you want to write, that's definitely what you can write. Maybe.
Okay,
It's whatever.
I want to do it. I don't want to do it.
Right.
I don't know.
I said this old man is Mexican. Pizza. Cheese. And I said this lady is. And I said this lady is.
You need to spell it the best way that you can, because if you can read it, I can read it. Okay?
I said this lady's from China.
Old man.
So I think that since this is the second one we've got going, we can do it a little bit quicker. So we'll wrap up our thoughts in 10 seckets.
Huh? I only have
10, 9, 8, 7,
I'll put old man.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Carter and Roderick. We're going to go to the third picture. Picture number 3.
I think he works.
Describe this guy.
I think he works in an office.
So what's this guy? That's something you should have to write down. But don't call out because we don't want to change the thoughts of other people, right? Because now I kind of want to write that down. I'm like, oh, that was a good idea.
No, you didn't. Picture. Very good man. Let's see. Smart looking. Yeah.
wears glasses just like me.
Oh, KJ, that's something that you can write down. Make sure you make a note of that.
We're gonna office very fast.
So I'll do this in 10 more seconds. Write down your final thoughts. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Did y'all work on my shirt?
1.
I'm not good.
We'll go ahead down to the next one. Nydia, we'll make sure it's on that down. That's good stuff.
Wait, I'm not finished.
Oh my
So this is picture number 4. What do you think this man is like?
You look like that man I can remember.
What do you think this man is like? Guys, let's make sure that our voices are off because, like I said earlier, we really want to make sure these are our own ideas. And my idea is going to be different than Cameron's idea. That's different than Kaishan's idea. That's different than Nydia's idea. That's different than Bella's idea. We're all going to have different ideas, and that's important.
Do we have to put something for him? Like, we can't think of anything.
I did.
I'll put
Write that down.
Big.
You take care of Jermaine.
Why is it too
So we'll wrap this one up in 5, 4,
20 seconds.
3,
Chicken. It looks like
2, 1. Hey, we're going to do picture number 5.
What is picture number? Oh, Nippy, look. No, I was here. Look like him. He looks like he's a ball.
Carter, I love these really ideas that you have. So make sure you're writing those down.
I think he just like he's the president.
Carter, when you call out in class like that, it kind of takes away from their thinking. Okay, baby?
Me too. I think he's from China.
No.
Like, yeah. It looks like he's a president.
Looks like he's from North Korea. I said, Miss Rockwell, how do you write Chinese in Chinese? Miss Hill, how do you write Chinese in Chinese?
I know we'd have to write that down maybe in the language journal, and we can figure it out. Okay, wrap up your thoughts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last picture.
Oh.
What do we think about this lady?
Oh.
Go ahead and jot some stuff down. Roger, can you go ahead and sit up and join us, please?
Again, Spain?
So, Roger, I would love for you to sit as well, please.
I'm gonna put like.
Yeah, this one looks like. I didn't see that.
Right anymore.
Ouch.
So we're going to finish up that last
York.
thought
Let's see.
in 10,
Oh.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, guys, go ahead and put.
Sorry.
Bryson, baby, I'm not going to talk over you. Go ahead and put your clipboard down and your pencil down. Keep it where you can see it. Keep it where you can see it. But put it down so it's not distracting us. Let's go back up to the top picture. We're just going to take a couple of thoughts about the first one. We're going to raise our hand. If someone else says something kind of silly, we're going to control ourselves, right? because we're big second graders, we can control it, we're not going to lose it. It's because these are our thoughts, and this is what we seriously think. And if we disagree, that's okay too. You'd be like,
I don't agree about something.
I don't agree.
Tell all of ours.
That's we got that symbol. I don't agree.
I don't agree.
Or if we say, yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. I connect. Right?
Okay.
So this first picture, Roderick, with this first picture, what are some things that you think about this lady? With your hands raised. Samantha, what are some things you thought?
I think she's from Asia.
Asia.
That's what I was thinking.
Carter.
Because y'all was beside each other.
Bryson?
Black hair, black eyes.
Yeah, so you're kind of describing her. You think she has very dark skin, dark hair, dark eyes. Amy?
I think she works at a job.
Maybe she has a fancy job or just a regular job?
Like knitting,
Like
knitting clothes.
maybe she like knits clothes. Yeah. Lola?
Her job might be a teacher.
Teacher, I was thinking she might be a professor. Maybe she's really smart. She helps kids. So there are a lot of us that kind of have the same thought about her. That's not strange. Carter, you'll be on final thought. We'll go to number 2.
Maybe, I think she's Mexico.
She's from Mexico? Yeah, that's a viable thought, for sure. Let's look at the second one. Looking at your notes, what are some of the things you thought about this guy?
Oh no.
Bryson?
Old man, black eyes, white beard.
Samantha.
In his 100s.
So you're kind of connecting with Bryson. He's old. She went twice. Go ahead and do fist and fingers. That way I can know you're absolutely right. I'm sorry, Cameron. Cameron, he's not spoken yet.
He's strict.
He's very strict. He looks kind of stern. You can see it in his eyes. Let's do fist and fingers. Nivea.
I think he's
homeless.
He may be homeless.
That's what I was thinking.
So Carter's kind of connected with Nivea. KJ? You think he's what? He may be Mexican. Maybe from Mexico. Maybe. You kind of connecting there. Okay. So let's move on to the next one. These are some really interesting thoughts we're having. And lots of people are connecting.
Oh, I really want
Number 3.
I really want
Fist and fingers.
It's 0 for this one.
Bryson.
A works at a office and an 8th guy.
Lola?
I don't think that to the second doctor.
Maybe a doctor. Kashawn?
I know what this means.
So you guys are kind of thinking the same thing. Nivea and Lola and Kashawn are all thinking that he works in maybe in the medical field as like a doctor or a
No, I said
nurse.
she's a nerd.
A nerd. Oh, a nerd.
What did he do?
He said nerdy.
Yeah, I think he's a nerd too.
I said
So Kashawn, why? Okay, guys, let's bring it back together because I think this is really interesting. Kashawn and I were on the same page, and Carter's saying, "Yeah, me too, me too."
a little bit.
We're all saying, "Me too, me too." Kashawn, why? Why? You think he's kind of nerdy?
This because why you play with this one?
He's what?
He looks like one.
He kind of looks, but what does like a nerd look like? What does someone that's nerdy look like?
Somebody that got
Come on, just
picked
like
up.
raise your hand. Kashawn's thinking.
They look like kind of like a kid, and like a smart kid, or like a teacher that teaches kids.
Well, what does a smart kid look like?
Looks like they have glasses and they're and they have a shit that matches the glasses and
Hey guys, they get kind of silly, and we're just gonna hold it together because we're second graders that can handle this, right?
Right.
And
I'm gonna keep a bubble in my mouth.
their smell is kind of worse. Bad.
So Kaishan's saying that he's kind of wearing glasses, and I think that smart people have glasses. He's kind of looking a little nerdy because he's got a collared shirt on. Bryson, oh, you were thinking the collared shirt?
I was just thinking
Okay.
the smell because
Bryson, what do you want to add on to that? Why does this guy look smart? Why is he a nerd?
He's a nerd because he probably got picked on in school.
And then he got
had glasses.
picked on at school, but why do we think that?
Because he looks like he knows too much and people just pick on him because he's too skinny.
But why do we not say that
Because he's soft.
about this guy? Why is this guy not a
He's
nerd?
old. He ain't got no glasses.
Because he doesn't have any glasses? You have to have glasses to be a nerd?
No.
No.
Yeah, not all the time. He's just old.
He's just older.
And he don't need remember. He's just old.
This is interesting. To me, I think this is where I kind of want to stop and have a conversation because I think Kaishan kind of got us somewhere that I think we need to stop and talk about a little bit more. Kaishan, and I know a couple of other people said he thought he was like super smart. I know Carter was connecting back there.
Like me.
He's like super smart.
Something else to say.
But this, yeah, Cameron was connecting too. This is what a stereotype is. Can you all say stereotype with me?
Stereotype.
So a stereotype is kind of when we judge other people, and that's not necessarily bad, we kind of judge, but we kind of guess what they're like before we even know them. We don't know this guy, do we?
Nope.
Anybody met him?
Nope.
I hope not, because I didn't met him either. We don't know this guy, and we already kind of have an idea of what he's like. And that's because of stereotypes. So, I think we may have enough time to finish it, but I really want to talk with it about this for a second. So, there are stereotypes for all of these people on this page. Because we kind of saw some stereotypes at the beginning. With the lady, we said, oh, she kind of looks, maybe she works with kids, maybe she's super smart, she's a professor, maybe she's a teacher, she looks really stern. We don't know her, but people that look like her are often professors. They're often teachers or very, very smart. People that look like this guy often work with computers or little whizzes, or they are doctors. We consider these people as really smart. We don't know them. But when we see stereotypes, what if this guy really was a construction worker? He ran his own construction business. He built houses all day.
Oh yeah, he can be the manager.
What I mean, even if he was building the houses, what if he were out with a hammer and nails putting up walls?
Maybe he was like selling houses.
He might be, but I think it's like, what if that was his actual job? He was a contractor. What if that was his job? Would our stereotypes, would our judgments be right?
No.
No. Has anyone ever judged you before they met you?
Yes.
Think about it for a second, because I think it probably happened to all of us. Would anyone be willing to share, maybe, when someone's judged you before they met you? I mean, it takes a lot to be brave to share this kind of stuff, but Lola, I see that your hand's up. Would you mind sharing, like, a stereotype that maybe people thought about you?
Well, not really, but kind of someone else.
Yeah.
So, like in kindergarten, I met Logan, and then I mistaken her for someone else because she looked like her. So.
Yeah, so that's kind of like a case of mistaken identity. And you're like, oh, that looks just like Logan. But so I think that she's just like Logan. She probably acts the same. She probably has the same family. That's probably just like Logan because they look the same. Even though they're completely different people. Samantha, you had your hand raised too. Would you be willing to share?
Yeah, I don't remember what grade it was in, but One time I was looking for Brooklyn and instead I found Brianna because I knew Brooklyn had like a bun in her hair all the time and Brianna did too, so I thought Brianna was Brooklyn and I was like Brooklyn, but she looked behind me and she was like.
So you're kind of connecting with Lola, but you kind of just assumed they were the same people by the way they looked. What about? I'm trying to think of other things. Like people always kind of assume that like I like to read books. And I kind of like maybe I'm a teacher. I have people asking if I was like a teacher before I even decided to become a teacher. And I was like, why do you say that? So that's like how I'm personally connecting. That people that look like me apparently are kind of seen as like teachers. Maybe it's the glasses I wear, because like they were pointing out earlier, sometimes when you wear glasses, you're kind of seen as studious, kind of like to study.
Just like me.
Yeah, maybe KJ. People think you like to study now, just by first looking at you. Bryson?
I like to play.
People say that you can't run fast. They say I can't run fast either.
Watch how you get smoked.
But that may not necessarily be true. Bryson may be the fastest runner in here.
Nope, that's not happening.
But you might be. But if people say that about you, Bryson,
True.
and it's not true, can it be a little bit hurtful?
You see this?
Yeah,
That's how I feel.
that's hurtful. Amy?
One time in the cafeteria, I thought I saw KJ because they had a both color and the both jacket, same jacket, and I was like, "Hey KJ," and he looked behind me, and I was like, "Oh, that's not you."
So you're kind of connected with some people earlier. Bryson, I don't really want to minimize what you kind of shared with us. That can be really hurtful. And we do this to other people all the time, but we also have it done to us. And so what I want us to do as a community, I want our community to look beyond the stereotypes. That's our goal as a class. It's like when you see someone that, I don't know, someone that's really tall, don't assume that they're going to play basketball. Ask them, hey man, what do you like to do?
They'll win a lot, then.
They might.
That's
But that's kind of where stereotypes come from. But it can be hurtful. Like, don't walk up to Bryce and say, man, I know you can't run fast. You're probably a good football player though, right? Bryce is like, no man, I like cars.
No, I actually do
like
want to
football?
play football. I like Italian. I took my brother out, and he's still good. That's sad.
Well, maybe we can live up to our stereotypes, but that's what I would like for you to take forward from today. Is when we
I did it when I was 7.
meet new people, I want us to think past the stereotypes, the things that we think about them, and make our own opinions. Get to know them before you put them in a box with all these other people that look nerdy and wear glasses. Ask him if he does construction. Do you think we can do that as a class?
What?
Do you think we can do that, KJ? Do you think we can look past the stereotypes?
Yeah,
I get to know them?
Because they look exactly like it, because KJ is so
Yeah. So maybe they think you look really smart now when you are on the street.
his heels is like, square.
They look like some.
Okay, I think we're digressing a little bit. So right now, I want to make sure we have time to pack up. And so I think this is a really great conversation we had today. I'll have them back tomorrow, you? Yeah, I think we can finish this on Monday. So if you're, please, thank you. If you sit at table 1, go ahead and put your clipboards away. Grab your backpacks and come to see the rocking chair. Table 1, let's see how quietly they can do that. Let's see how quietly they can do that. All right, I'll see how quickly they can do that.